Vachaspati Mishra was a 75-year-old man. He was working on his commentary into the night when the lamp under which he was working got extinguished and all became dark in the hut. An old lady came and lit the lamp. So he just looked at her and he said, "Who are you?" She said to him, "You please continue working, don't get distracted." He said, "But you tell me who you are." The lady said, "I'm your wife." There is a famous psychologist called Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, originally from Czechoslovakia, now settled in the United States. He did research on how people feel happy at the workplace. So he gave hundreds of people beepers. And their assignment was that throughout the day, whenever the beeper went off, they were to write down what they were doing at the workplace at that time and how happy they were feeling on a scale of 1 to 10. So this was repeated day after day after day for the same people to see what they were doing, what was their level of happiness. And it was discovered that when people are doing pleasurable activities like eating, gossiping, just chit-chatting, they naturally feel happy. The lower pleasures. But the astonishing thing he discovered was that people feel the happiest when they are completely absorbed in their work. So absorbed that the conscious and subconscious mind are just engaged in the work. So he called it the state of flow. At that time, if the beeper even goes off, they find it an irritation. Why did this happen? So this term flow was coined by him, which has now become popular around the world. It is like a state of samadhi while you are working. Is it possible to be in a state of samadhi? Ramakrishna Paramahans used to reside a little outside of Kolkata in a place called Dakshineshwar by the banks of the Ganges. And once he decided to go to Kolkata to participate in the festival of chariots, Jagannath Ji's Rath Yatra. He reached the marketplace from where it was to pass 2 hours late. He inquired from a shopkeeper, "Sir, has Jagannath Ji's Rath passed by from here?" That shopkeeper was a painter and he was busy in his painting. So he looked at Ramakrishna Paramahans and said, no Rath Yatra has gone from here. The neighboring shopkeeper, he scolded, "Why are you telling lies to such a big Mahatma? Just 2 hours ago, hundreds of people went by." This painter said, "I did not see anyone." Okay, it's possible you did not see anyone because you were absorbed in your painting, but you must have heard the dhol, jhanj, manjira of all the crowd. He said, "I did not even hear anyone." So Ramakrishna Paramahans was astonished. He sat down and in his dhyan he realized the shopkeeper is telling the truth. So he came out of his meditation and fell at the feet of the painter. He said, "People are calling me a Mahatma, but your mind is so focused, you were so engaged in creating your work with paint and brush that the ears must have heard the sound of the Rath Yatra, and it's also highly likely your eyes would have cast a glance. But it did not register on your mind, which was in Samadhi at work. There's a story of Leo Tolstoy. He has written many classics in Western literature, amongst the best, most popular classics in the last 200 years, like the Brothers Karamazov, etc. So, Leo Tolstoy, he was contemplating about his novel which he was writing, its plot, and he was deeply absorbed in it and climbing a flight of stairs. One person was walking down that flight. Leo Tolstoy saw that this person is coming and he made way. So in making way, he went a little too much to the right and fell over the edge of the stairway. That man went and lifted him up and, "So sorry, you are hurt. But why did you step aside?" Leo Tolstoy said, "You know what? There was not enough space." The man said, "Of course there was. You are 1 foot, I am 1 foot. The stairway was 2.5 feet. That's when Leo Tolstoy realized that in his mind there were not 2 people but 3 people. Himself, the heroine of his novel, was also walking along in his mind, which was absorbed in it, and this man coming from above. So he, just to make way, he fell off the stairway. Another example of complete absorption. But the most astonishing example is from ancient Indian history. And this is the story of Vachaspati Mishra. Vachaspati Mishra is the writer of a commentary on the Mahabharata called Bhamati Bhashya. That's the name of his commentary. Like we've got Bhagavad Gita, Song of God. So his commentary is Bhamati Bhashya. Vachaspati Mishra was a 75-year-old man. He was working on his commentary into the night, when the lamp under which he was working got extinguished and all became dark in the hut. An old lady came and lit the lamp. So he just looked at her and he said, "Who are you?" She said to him, "You please continue working, don't get distracted." He said, "But you tell me who you are." She said, "I am telling you. Why are you paying attention to me? You continue with what you are doing." So he closed his book and he said, "First I need to know who you are, why you have come here. Only then I'll continue my work." The lady said, "I'm your wife." Vachaspati Mishra said, "Wife, but when did we get married?" She said, 50 years ago. He said, "How come I don't remember?" She said, "It did not even register on your head. When you were a 25-year-old and I was a 20-year-old, we did the 7 circles around the fire and we said the mantras, but you had those pothis with you like you have now that time as well. And you were so completely absorbed in what you were doing that it did not register you are getting married." Vachaspati Mishra said, "Then what did we do after marriage?" She said, "You kept working, I kept serving. But how would we get money?" She said that I would do little chores for the neighbors and whatever they would give. With that, I would purchase the rations, make the food, put the plate by your side. You would eat it again absent-mindedly and leave the empty plate which I would carry away." Vachaspati Mishra said, "This happened for 50 years. How come you bore with all this?" She said, that I felt my life is getting purified. If I had been like any other wife, I would have just been raising children. What is the big deal in that? Even animals can do so. Here, I felt is the opportunity to serve a holy man like yourself. I thought my life is getting purified. Vachaspati Mishra said, I can't believe it. You spent 50 years in such nishkam karma, selfless service? This is completely beyond my imagination. I have written the book and you have made it practical. That was when he named his commentary after his wife as Bhamati Bhashya. Her name was Bhamati. And today he is not known by his name Vachaspati Mishra. Wherever you find the reference, he will be known as Bhamati Bhashyakar Vachaspati Mishra. So that state of flow is what Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi studied. And he said, how is it possible for any of us to enter into such a state while working? And he discovered that, look, you enter into flow when the following conditions are met. First, you find that work to be absolutely purposeful. It aligns with your highest values and goals. And that sense of purpose provides the motivation to do your best. Plus, number two, the work is challenging. Not too challenging, but not too easy. So it exerts your full conscious mind. But you are entered into flow when the subconscious and conscious are engaged. And the work is practically being done by the subconscious, while the conscious mind is looking around for opportunities and difficulties to resolve and solve. That is the state of flow. Now, as Csikszentmihalyi's research showed, that in such state of flow, you find the maximum fulfillment. So if you want to be happy in your work, you will have to reach this state of flow. It doesn't come always. And he gave another condition. There should be repeated feedbacks to let you know how you are doing. Like, for example, if a musician is creating music, the feedback comes when the note falls in the proper place. The inner feeling says, yes, this was a job well done. Like, for example, when a cricketer plays cricket and the ball is hit at the proper place in the bat, at the proper timing, in the proper direction, the feeling lets you know this ball is going to cross the boundary with the least difficulty. So that feedback is coming. Likewise, whatever be your work, there should be a constant feedback telling you this was good, and your subconscious mind and conscious mind should be engaged in it. And those flashes of happiness just keep coming. So this sense of flow will come when your mind is completely focused.